everyone. Welcome to Stay Woke or Not for another Music Monday. That's right. Press the like, press the subscribe. Get your friends in here. It's about to get hyphy because I got this guy. What's up? We got a guitarist live here whenever we're ready. But also, there's more. Of course there is. We got Mick Familiar.
Hey, what's good, y'all? It's Mike Familiar, rapper, producer, co-host of this awesome show that we got going on the holidays. You know, we're about to introduce our next host. He is a rapper, a vocal dinosaur, a producer, an engineer, and a dad. And
What's good, y'all? Hi, I'm Rick. How you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Feeling good. My guitar's in tune, so.
Guitar's in tune for Music Monday.
I don't ask for a lot.
All right, fantastic. Well, all right, since we got Mick, myself, the guitarist, and Irek, feel free to introduce our next guest for me, por favor, Irek.
All right, so we got tonight a producer, a writer, and an actor. His name is Bishop Harry.
What's up?
No.
Sorry, I hope I didn't destroy you.
Real talk. Like when I was...
Yes!
That was awesome.
If you don't start with the nosebleed, is it a podcast? It is.
You know, when I was trying to find your music at first, you know what came up a lot when I typed in Bishop Harry? A lot of church stuff. A lot of churches.
Oh yeah.
There was this black man named Bishop Harry.
I know exactly who you talk about, dude.
So
He looks good up there.
I was just like, I can't find this guy's music. Where is he?
Yeah.
Yo, Rick, can you send me the link? Just because like I'm like bummed out right now. Like,
Oh damn. Yeah, and in part that's because my producer and project name is Everything Is Connected. I don't know why I don't want my name on there. I just don't. You know, I love it just being its own space to do whatever it needs to do.
I feel that.
That's real.
Yeah, that kind of leads into the question. So by all means, Irek, take it.
All right, so can you tell us more about Everything Is Connected?
Yeah, you know, I was around like music my whole life, and I never ever meant to make beats. I learned, you know, I grew up with some drums, and I learned guitar in like the 9th grade for a girl. She left, the guitar didn't, and the guitar is like the most reliable ally I think you could ever have. And as high school finished, my mom beat cancer, like my family fell apart, and you know, my older sister kind of gone off to college, and I was just like at home, depressed and alone, and I got the demo version of FL, and so I don't know if y'all use the demo or not, but you can't save, but you can export your WAV files. So that like already set up kind of how I work. I work in like exporting bits and bits to WAV files, chopping, skewing, stretching, and yeah. Since you can't save, I would sit down for hours on end until it was done. Just to see it through, and that just kind of created like the work zone and you know how I approach it.
That's awesome. Actually, like it's good. That's actually like a good way to use any like a demo version of a software, because like I remember like with my album I released like last year, I used the demo version of Ableton just to get a lot of the production and the mixing done. And like I was given 90 days and I made that 90 days work. And I was just like, I figured in this 90 days, I'm either gonna have the money to use it or it's gonna be done. So like, let me use this time and shit like that.
Yeah, I just used the shit out of it, and then one day I was like, I could pirate this, but let's just buy it. I think I'm gonna be doing this. There's like so many what's up?
I was gonna say how okay, I get the process of how you got there, but how did that bring you to Everything Is Connected?
You know, I went through a bunch of really bad names, starting with like, starting with my like.
Bad names. Now I'm curious.
Well, the most embarrassing one that just isn't me. It was one I had for like maybe even just 3 weeks. The worst one, God, it's just embarrassing to even say. I don't even want to say it.
Do it.
It was Celebrity Crush. I just hate it. You know, I'm not into celebrities. I don't know. It is lame. But I was going by King Cohosts for a while there. That's like my usual like gamer tag. Um, but you know, just to be frankly honest, since it's a podcast and I'm gonna die one day, you know, the 2014 through like it probably ended as 2020 waddled in because like felt inappropriate to do it. But I had like a heavy psychedelic phase, and you know, after a few like of the first trips, I just, you know, I found myself obsessing over the beats I was making. And, you know, when you start, you think they're good. But, you know, even my close friends are like, man, these are bad. You should quit. But, you know, it pissed me off enough to keep going. And eventually, I mean, I just wanted something that said something. And I like that it doesn't sound like a name. I like that it's too damn long. I like that it has esoteric value, and it resonates, and I'm not going to change that name. Hell yeah.
I can dig that.
Everything
That's real.
Yeah, and everything is, and you know, kind of my bit on it is like, even if it's the things completely unrelated, the thing that connects them in that regard would be the way in which they're not related. I feel like it's the empty space between everything and is and connected that bring it into a whole statement. And you know, I value emptiness a lot of you know, I'm going to get belligerently pretentious, so just forgive me for that. It's just, you know, whatever, you know. But I just like it, and life is a mystery. I'm literally like billions of cells talking to you right now, and yeah, it's weird. Life is weird. It's horrifying, and it has some like innate beauty in that way, and like beauty also sometimes is a trap. Like it's you know, it's the seeds in the apple that want you to eat it so that it can spread. Like, yeah. Oh, and that's why my music isn't beautiful. You know, I think a lot of the questions, and I hope you do ask everything you wanted to ask, but a lot of the questions are centered around like your music being a product. And I understand we are in a consumer society, and inevitably, you know, especially when I die, it will be a product. But I don't want my journal, my personal work, to be a product. At least for right now. That's my art. That's my story, and it's a story that no one else but me can understand. And that's why 1,000. I can be as brutally honest in there as possible, but it's just hidden.
Okay, so that you touched on it, which leads into our next question. What makes the 1,000 track mark super special?
You know, because I'm doing it for me, and I didn't think that I could do it, and I have stuck through it. I could have given up. I could have not bought SoundCloud Premium or whatever and been limited to 30 songs. I did delete my first 30 songs. And, you know, one of my best friends, who actually last night when I texted you, asked to talk about his book just a little. He's a novelist. His name's Will Edge, and he's writing a book under a working title right now, Quotidian Drag. Which really means like day to day. Quotidian, yeah, it's a day to day mundane.
West Hollywood. What does that mean?
It's just like day to day mundane. It's a book about substance abuse and like coming into yourself, and you know, navigating the like the grossness of kind of like high Southern society a little bit too.
Ooh.
You do like we've interviewed authors, and then Irek, you could talk about a little bit about the book that you got from one of the authors on the show.
Yeah, it was a book on like a guide to lucid dreaming. So basically, yeah, I know you would feel that, but it's definitely like a guide, and it gives you like I'm like maybe like a third of a way through it, but it like talks about stigmas, how long the world's been into it, like do's and don'ts, like obvious things that you may not know about it, and then like it's basically a simplified pamphlet of anybody can lucid dream. and steps you can take to get there.
I got actually a really weird method to lucid dream. I think it's just partially because I have a very visual memory, but the friend that wrote the book actually is involved in this. One day in real life, he sent me a text, and like we're both like just a little too out there, not just whatever. I mean, everyone's weird, but like. He was on his bullshit, being like, "Hey man, next time you find yourself in a dream, sit down and meditate." And I was thinking, like, "What the fuck? Yeah, right, whatever." But I went to the same school for 13 years, so my dreams aren't usually made up places. It's usually places I've resided for a copious amount of time. So that place is like stained in there. I know every nook and cranny and closet of that place. I can tell when that place is a dream just because this should be here and that should be there. But in the dream, when it started, I was behind him on the sidewalk. He's holding the hand of a girl that he's never had any interest in, even maybe like they kind of butt heads a bit too, and seeing him holding her hand and knowing that fact, I knew it was a dream. So I instantly sat down on the sidewalk, I closed my eyes, I focused on my breath, and it all faded, but I was still sentient and I was still there. And then I kind of opened my eyes back in the dream because I was so focused on my breath I didn't wake up. And I'm at the entrance of the high school aspect of the school then. And then to keep me in the dream, there's two dudes sitting in the foyer, and they didn't go to the school since like pre-kindergarten, not pre-K, but like since like lower school. So again, I knew this is a dream. They don't belong here. So I asked them to ohm with me. They oblige. We ohm. And then I see this lower class chick, like 2 grades below me or 3, going up the stairs, and I know the dream wants me to go that way. So to test it a little, instead of going upstairs, I go to the hallway, kind of down the hallway where the English class was. And in this moment, this is where the dream plays with me. My English teacher, Miss Holiday, was staring out of the window through the curtains, and her back was turned to me. And again, I'm like, "Hey, will you meditate with me?" And she turned around and she had like these cat eyes, and she had like a Cheshire smile, kind of like sharp tooth, and laughed at me. She literally like pointed and laughed, was like, "You think you can see behind the curtain, you fool." And that was literally, I was completely aware in that moment, that was like the part of myself that is beyond the self. Like, I am my stomach, but like, are my tummy rumbles me? Not necessarily. That's a passing thing. It was just like trippy as fuck. I love lucid dreaming. It's just weird,
The amount of vivid detail you just memorized is astonishing. Like,
Oh yeah.
I was like, yo.
The only things that I've ever remembered in vivid detail are the nightmares that I've had. Like,
Hey,
what'd you have?
you did, Iraq. Iraq, you're muted.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Bro. I've had too many nightmares. I have night terrors. I take medication for nightmares. So yeah, bro.
Yeah, I mean PTSD is some shit. That's for sure. It's crazy the way, and that's an assumption, but it's crazy how like.
No, you're spot on.
I mean, it's the same paint we use to make art, and it's life experience, and we just kind of mix it around, and that's like us working on it. And I feel like art is another way to work on it. I love that dreams can be serious. I love that they can be terrifying, because at least when they're terrifying, there's a point in which you wake up and, maybe come back to exactly what you're afraid to in reality. Maybe it's something you can't avoid. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's some weird shit.
Well, on the topic of weird shit, which song should we play first?
So I did send 3, and the one I'd love to start with was The Great Friend Migration. It seems like my partner, every time we make friends, they move.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
damn.
And that one was like that one was some day ones moving. Actually, it was both some coming here, which is now like very vibrant, and we were just on the river with them. And the other, who is the girl speaking at the start of this. I'm not a yoga practitioner. I do meditate, but only when I need it. I try to not over obsess in that way about it. Just use it when I need it. But she's a wonderful yogi, and just a beautiful, bright soul. That's the best friend of my girlfriend Jackie. Her name's Elizabeth. She's out in Savannah, Georgia now. But I just appreciate her.
Girlfriend Jackie or Elizabeth? You lied.
Oh, Elizabeth is the friend of my girlfriend Jackie, and she's just I wanted something like touching and light at the start.
And I was like, wait, I'm kind of.
Sorry.
I was
But
like,
yeah, I just wanted.
I was like, she got 2 names? Like, I did.
I know.
It's definitely a
Two
Latino.
first names.
Yeah. Well, people always say my name's the last name. I'm like,
Elizabeth
it's just
Jessica. Okay.
What?
Elizabeth Jessica at first. Okay.
Elizabeth?
So, what am I trying to do with my life? Oh yeah,
I'm trying,
play
I'm
the
trying
great
to play the link.
I'm trying to play that line.
Play that link. Wow, that was scary.
Damn.
Oh, no.
That was awesome.
No.
All right, guys, we're gonna play a little bit of the Great Friend Migration, and if we can mute our mics for Flavor.
We're just gonna send it at this point, and every new experience teaches you something, and it's irreplaceable. Blessings.
Cycles to cycles it goes, finally feeling close. Fade a practical picture in time, infinite fruition, focus mind. Foresight, you're right. Eyes closed, clear as midnight. Starry headed, slightly swaying from a fight. Frightful faces feeling famished, hungry phantoms smile but vanished. Pieces away, chaos stop play, tricks and treats on me. Time is now free.
All right, everybody. That was a little bit of the Great Migration by Bishop. Very what is going on?
So, did you just jump in a pocket dimension? Because that's what looked like it happened during the stream.
What
You just,
happened?
yeah, he hopped into a pocket dimension while his song was playing. And then
Yeah,
he came back.
I had to dip, dude. Like the calls on Sector 8 were out on and on a crazy.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I've never used this app, so I had to. That was all accident.
I feel you. I feel you.
Like, I don't even want to hear myself.
But yeah, I mean, on what's going on there, I did say I like a busy song, and especially I like not just working with musicians, but I like that music is inherent. So I try to get like some of my friends that don't see themselves as musically inclined on the track. So like a bunch of the like "Oohs" and stuff, like just like a bunch of my friends chilling. I feel like a lot of people want to be auto-tuned, they're just like afraid to. And I don't always use auto-tune. I'm not even convinced I did on that one. But
I heard it a little bit.
Hell yeah, cool.
Gotcha. Okay. So I kind of just want to go straight into this one because we mentioned it a little bit. But if you could for us, what is your favorite wordplay?
It's funny because I'm not sure.
Rap yesterday.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. Well, there's two I could go. There's one dealing with abuse, and then there's one that's a little more playful, freeform. And I think I'm gonna do that one, not the one dealing with abuse, because the way through healing is to not forget to have fun. All right. Energetic rhetoric, redder than a brick. Catch 'em up to speed slick. Please squeeze me a sleazy, steezy. Some eliminate stand for peace. Breezy afternoon, juice dripping this beast. Laughing like a loon, honey rising with the sun and the yeast. Lord, at least it comes from the east. All the sun is high noon. Another year, another lease. Lackluster, bust a sour from a line. Budget on a dime, bliss kiss, causing casual cusser. Cursing customer, growing accustomed to this. Parking fine, spot fine, I'm pissed. Human nature, disaster, writing pastor. Praise a pastor. Was the password careful clandestine cardinals making passes at you? Annoying as bird is the word, making sense, but only to the benign. I don't know. It's dumb. It doesn't mean anything. But I just I like words that are close. I love alliteration. Alliteration is cool as fuck. And it's so slept on. Like it's funny.
It's say alliteration. Alliteration.
Alliteration.
Alliteration is so fun. I agree.
Alliteration.
I agree.
We didn't get to it, but the end of that song kind of ends in just a F alliteration. I just was having fun with it. Yeah. But favorite wordplay? Oh, actually, I did write something down for that. More distinctly, it's my favorite wordplay out of my discography probably is just one line, and it's, in a sense, my innocence is dead.
I love stuff like that.
That's like that post preteen like note to yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Hey, I mean, some people's actions can never be taken back, and in some way, the inner child in me is absolutely dead. But through playing and through yeah,
Bars. Bars.
this is the truth.
Existential
The inner
dread.
child is
Jesus.
absolutely dead. So
Yeah. I mean, especially if we're going to go scientific about it, right? Like they say every 7 years it's your body weight cells. Of course, neurons might last our whole life. That
you
we're
shed every 7 years. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, you should your body weight.
Your cells replace themselves, so it's like
Yeah.
after 7 years, you're a new nigga.
The idea that I
I
read.
7 years they get
I read. Damn it! I read. You can't.
That's how it is.
You can't just say shit like that.
Oh, what's that? I missed it. I'm
Oh no,
sorry.
I mean he can, I can't.
Oh, I can repeat it. That's just,
Yeah, you
I
can. You can.
yeah,
I missed it. Go ahead.
I said that your cells replace themselves like after 7 years. So every 7 years, you're a new nigga.
And that's our Urban Dictionary addition. Evolution.
I like getting out there and weird, but I try to keep it grounded, and that's like a good one that's out there, but it's just nothing but truth.
Yeah, I was like bars.
Yeah, I can respect that.
One of these days, I'm going to go through every one of these episodes and add or make an Urban Dictionary, Stay Woke or Not book from shit that people say on this show.
Bro, just like crop it all together.
The first word, natrodelics.
That's where it began.
Will cure
Natural.
everything.
Natrodelics.
Life is naturally wild.
Okay, so question. Okay, when did music start for you?
Just day one.
Out the
Out the
Yeah.
bag!
Yeah, I'd say
Oh,
actually, something me and Macbeth got in common. I'm a C-section, so no coochie here. And I was born a month early. I was just stoked to get to the party, but no one had even arrived yet.
Dang, dang, bro. Well,
Damn.
Shit.
I'm a test tube baby that came out of coochie, so
Test tube, yo, hell yeah!
I'm a test tube baby that came out of coochie.
Shout out to science.
I'm a product of science.
What if your mom? Wait, what if like you're the kid that she kept taking the pills to get rid of you, but it didn't work?
Dang,
I
You
actually got
wonder.
a funny story about that. He's like, no.
Persistent.
I think I would. Okay, I'm insistent, persistent. There's got to be a better word. There's got to be something.
Fucking Viltrumite sperm or something.
Well,
Exactly.
Reminded my mom. There's a baby picture of me coming out of the womb with my fists like this, just smiling, like just like.
That's how you came in the world.
Come here.
That's funny.
That's like Chuck Norris style right there.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you can't get rid of me now.
I just want to go back one question. Another wordplay I really like, and forgive me for it. So I was like force-fed Spanish all my childhood, but I'm very grateful that I speak it. It's not perfect, but I've been trying to push my boundaries and learn a little Korean. So I got like just a little section of triple language rap. But the thing about that is like, I already don't have an audience, so it's even funnier to like make it even like less relatable. But 안녕하세요, yo, cuéntanos, para todo el mundo yo tengo una pregunta. Primera, pego payo, mule machileo. So like 안녕하세요, cuéntanos, hey, you okay? And then I feel like y'all probably got some Spanish in you. I don't know. Y'all speak a little?
You just mixed Spanish with fucking Korean. That was some downtown LA shit. That wasn't fucking.
I don't know. But the Spanish bitch is like, I got a question for the entire world, and then it goes back to a little Korean, and it's like, but first, are you hungry? Do you need some water? Like I don't need, my Korean's like that big, but yeah.
That's actually pretty great.
My feeling on that, and my friend who I've already brought up, Will, who's writing the book Quotidian Drag, bro, he's obsessed with learning languages. It's too competitive, but I was like, you know what? I can have a little fun with this too. It doesn't have to be a race though.
He's a polyglot.
Yeah. He taught himself Arabic, and then it just went on from there.
Dude,
Yeah.
my wife's uncle's like that. He's a Spanish speaker, then he learned English, then he taught himself Arabic, and then he's like a mad fucking genius, bro.
Yeah, I mean, academia kind of knocks out any of the natural aspects of learning language. The second it's flashcards, it's over. It's got to be like situational, and then you'll remember it.
I only like languages when it's survival. When it's like, the car doesn't work, and I'm really resorted to leaves as plates. Okay, that's when I really like language. Okay, so wait, I know we're bouncing a little bit. Did you want to go back to this question, or is it?
Oh yeah, or what was the question?
Too much for you? Is it too much for you? Just tell me. When did music? Oh, you said out of the womb. Oh yeah, we went over that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I hardly touched it. There was a drum set I got at like age 6. I tried a drum lesson, but something about like the smell of the attic in the hot drum store in like the South in the summer, I was like, man, this sucks. And I kind of also hate being like taught when it comes to something artistic. And I know drums and rhythm is pretty mathematical, but even still, like, I feel like we are disenfranchised from learning for ourselves and seeing and interpreting for ourselves when there's someone like telling you how it is.
Bars.
That's how I learned how to rap by myself.
Yeah, just be ready to mess up. Yeah, and we already been over it. But yeah, music's been around. I did grow up on like only classic rock because my dad was convinced it was the only type of music. And then, yeah. But then some boy that liked my older sister made her a mixtape, not of his own stuff, but like Around the World by Daft Punk and Technologic, and then some Crystal Castles was on there. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And yeah.
Like how?
I couldn't have fathomed that I'd be making electronic music because, I mean, there's no mystery to it now, but I feel like y'all can resonate with this. Like, before I started, it was just some, like, what do they mean this is electronically produced? I do not understand this. Like, it just didn't make sense. I couldn't fathom
You did
how...
it all in a computer?
Yeah, and, like, even, like, kids would be saying... Oh, what's up?
Zoolander when the guy goes, the files are in the computer.
Yeah, literally.
I don't see the files.
I be mixing in the box like a bitch. I be mixing in the box, bro. That's some engineer playing for you.
Okay, are you interested in a heavy loaded question?
I'm here to be open, so anything you got.
Bring on the heat. Bring on the heat. Bring on the heat. The heat.
Push it.
This question will get you questioning yourself, even.
What is?
All right, here we are. How do you find a way to balance your neurodivergence in regards to music? Take it away.
Fuck balance. There's no such thing as normal. I just do it because I love it. Woo! I mean, is that too honest?
A loaded question. I thought it was gonna be loaded. You just gave us.
No, I mean,
hey.
ADHD. Some people don't even believe, but like,
it's definitely real.
Yeah, it's not real. But then you're annoying the shit out of them. But I'm like just vibing, Yeah.
Y'all is made for people of all neurodivergence, but when it comes to making music, like, how do you find a pendulum?
Well, I mean, as you heard, like, my sound's really busy, so I don't think I am striving for balance in that regard. Like, I love the sporadicness of how I release. I try to do it every week, but I don't worry about it or anything. Like, at first it used to be a song a day, and that was good for the beginning because it got me to where I needed to be. But the second I got confident in my craft, that's when I realized art needs experience. It needs breathing room. It needs, like, the breath in needs the breath out.
Hey, just to piggyback off of that, that's how sometimes I can have songs that I create in like 10 minutes and I don't drop them to 6 months later.
And that I can't do. There's been a few tracks I've sat on, but just for myself, when I sit on it, it's almost like sometimes the message is lost. I need to get it out right then and there. And not, there is something to treating a song like a sword that you're just blacksmithing. You're like honing this thing and like, and you just at some point, I think I'm weary of getting to the point of just like freaking out whether my blade's sharp enough instead of like having a whole armor. Yeah,
or it's too filtered through. Like, you know, you ran through so many filters. It's not like in the original freest sense it could be, given what was before.
I'm gonna throw this out here because the way that I avoid that habit is I have a shitload of half done songs. So it's like I tinker with it and then I'm like, fuck, this is getting too hard. I'm thinking too hard. Push it to the back, work on this, and I'm like, all right, I'm cool right here. I work right here. Oh, I'm cool right here. I work right here. Like the songs that I'm doing with Mick, bro. Like I've sent him songs like when it's just one verse. Then I sent it when like, oh, I got a hook, and then I sent him like one day the whole song. There it is, but like. It's not in the right take. I got to re-record it into my standard. So it's like the reason I feel like I still capture that moment is that I don't finish it. It's just like, oh, like this shit is not where I want to be. I need to go live, see some stuff, experience some stuff, and then maybe that experience can help me put the next part to the song so I can get to this finished product.
And it definitely does. And it's not like that's not what I do. It's just like I put it out on my SoundCloud. And then if I ever want to go back, I absolutely can. Like for me, nothing in my work is sacred. And, you know, that frees up the space for it to, if I wanted to go back right now to like a 5-year-old song and change the file a little bit, I could. And I think that's fun and free.
I love that about SoundCloud too, by the way.
Yeah, and you know, I got stuff on Spotify, but I think you don't need DistroKid anymore. And
no, especially there's like what 1 RPM and like United Masters, the basic version.
Yeah, you can even use SoundCloud repost. I just tried it out. It went live on everything that I already go live on when I use DistroKid. So
what was your question, Dahlia?
So, Irek just answered it. So you're saying SoundCloud Go with the repost does exactly what DistroKid does?
Yeah.
Oh shit! If it does, I'm about to put it out.
It does, bro. It does. Same thing, same exact thing. The only thing that like, because I actually have a Pandora channel, or like you can Google you can search me on Pandora, and it creates a Pandora channel with all my music and like artists. So the only thing with that is I noticed that the song didn't go straight to Pandora, because I can go to like my channel and switch it to like new releases, and then they're like, oh, it just plays the shit I just dropped. But like I listened for like an hour just to like, am I tripping? It didn't play it. So like there's a way for you to submit directly to Pandora so they can upload it. So I'm just gonna probably do that.
Another SoundCloud strength, honestly, is all of the like place and time and demographic information. You know, as I've already said, I don't like to consider my work like a product yet. But, you know, that's not to say that I don't put in the effort to connect with some form of an audience out there. It's funny, you know, there's who I think might like my music, and then there's who actually does. And, you know, it's never when I'm pushing it. It's never the late night links. It's never even the Instagram posts.
Well, actually, I'm kind of curious. Who do you think your audience is then? Where do they live? What do they do?
Well, honestly, it's largely passerbys in my life. It's people from my Savannah days. It's people from my hometown. It's people out in Atlanta. It's online friends. It's actually another big place. I spend a fair amount of time gaming, but not all of it is gaming. A lot of it is using games like RuneScape or, you know, any other game in which I can be in a place and a time and interact with an individual already at their computer who's bored as shit and ready to listen. And, you know, it can only happen after a genuine experience is the main thing. So I think my audience is anyone looking for a genuine experience. Like, my music's not going to be perfect. I don't want it to be perfect.
For a genuine experience, what kind of music?
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, that's where it happens, honestly. It's bored ass dudes at 4 a.m.
That's your target market. Your target market is bored ass dudes at 4 a.m.
Yeah. And it's not just, you know, I think dudes is a pretty non-gendered term at this point, but, you know, it's not just.
That's like a California Neapolitan political term that's neutral gender. You know what I mean? It's neutral.
And
Like,
there's
yeah,
where I
like,
think it
nigga.
is, but I've literally like served someone before and said, "Dude," and it just did not go well.
Shout out to Drew.
Neapolitan.
Damn.
Going to get us demonetized.
Yo, it's a chocolate strawberry vanilla.
Neapolitan. I'm sorry.
Yo, Neapolitan. Wow.
Neapolitan.
My daughter hates
Question
it.
mark raised eyebrow.
She only eats the chocolate part and leaves the rest. Like, what's this? Vanilla and strawberry on it too. Fuck that.
I can't breathe. Oh, my milk up. My makeup melted.
I was like, girl, you burping up milk? I'm like, what you just drinking milk for? Ew.
Damn, my milk's been in there for a second.
Oh
I
my
can't
god.
breathe. Can someone run the show? Oh my god. Let's listen to some music, yeah? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Cool.
You got a tune?
Oh no, I'm melting. Let's go. What's the song?
Oh, okay, Wicked Witch. Damn, she melting.
Okay, let's go.
All right, I'm done. I'm sorry, guys.
It's fine. One day I'll beat your ass. It's all good.
Damn. The fight of a century.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what song do we want to hear next?
Wrightsville Beach, please.
Wrightsville Beach.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. Its history's fucked, you know, like anywhere in the South. My hometown is Wilmington, North Carolina, particularly weird. Yeah, I'm not going to go into it, but Wrightsville Beach is in a peculiar state because you have, you know, just rather directly, you have to be like affluent to like be at a beach. So it's kind of shitty for being a pretty like classless place. I feel like even though all people can come to the beach, like to actually live at the beach, you got to be like rich. I never like lived there, but I spent my days there as a kid, and literally I'd be like shirtless, shoeless all day in the sun, entire summer, just like no parents, just being a little beach rat. Yeah, I don't know. That place fucked me up and created me. It was cool. Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so we're gonna play Wrightsville Beach. If you guys can mute your mics for Flavor, I will go ahead and play it. All right.
And so we survive down to eventually, yeah. And strangers becoming familiar, finding floating tourist floating. Every winter the beach gets cold. What's the deal here? Watching people come and go, wanting to stay on inside details. Cups calling, hungry ghosts calling. We are just search for something more. Every single winter the beaches go. So we survive down to eventually, and strangers becoming familiar, finding floating tourists floating. What's the deal here? Watching people come and go.
That's too bad. You probably give me the skinny and heavy.
So
Oh my god. What's
I
the
just
next
wanted to comment.
You start playing
Like,
my
I'm-
music.
Second time I listened to this song, and it makes me feel like all right, imagine like a wanted ad somebody posts, they want to collab, right? And then like, you know, the drummer does nothing but like, you know, thrash and black metal and like, you know, but the other guy does lo-fi. But regardless of those differences, they come together and then they still make it work.
Hell yeah.
And like I like the fact that the drums feel so live and human.
Oh yeah,
like,
thank you.
during that, because it's like, yeah.
Yo, I definitely agree. Like, I feel like you definitely have music that you put on and you just listen to, and then you just be doing shit, and then something come on, you're like, yo, what the fuck is that? Like, what the hell was this?
Yeah, like you almost forget you're listening to a song sometimes when you're listening to it. Like it's like you're already in like a flow state, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good way to like describe it. It sounds like an adventure, bro. I think that's why I appreciate it, because I definitely appreciate like music I can have on while I'm doing shit, and then then you and then you find some dope shit, and then yo, and then you like, this dude is cool. It's more dope shit, and then it's just
To get morbid about it, and I love that it's a needle in the haystack. That's what. Not every track I make's great, but there are gems in there, and that's what I like about it. But I also like that if I started from the top and couldn't eat or drink until I was done, I'd die. Like, it's literally longer than 7 days of a discography straight through.
Bro, and that's another reason why I like it, because one of my goals is I want to be able to listen to me like 24 hours straight for like a fucking week. Like a whole week just playing my shit. Like,
If I go on one long car ride, I know just about my next 20 songs, and not distinctly, but in like a rough like this. Oh man, but what if I listen back and then the pieces come. I want to go back to the song Wrightsville Beach, and I want to talk with you, Dahlia. I really want to talk about acting, because there's a line in there about a skateboard and Vito's. Vito's is this shitty little pizza joint where all the locals end up working when they're like 14. And other locals end up they end up just people watching. And outside of the art, outside of the gleam of wanting to be an actor, it's there that I people watch, and I saw like how one person can play so many different roles. You see them be friendly and chill over here 1 second, and 1 hour later they're belligerent across the street, like trying to fight someone. And yeah, it's just it was a wild place.
Wait, how does that relate to acting? I'm trying to wrap my
just people watching.
Oh, do you want me to explain it? Because he's basically like, he's seeing how one person, depending on the situation, can be in one state of mind or in one set of emotions, and then like an hour later they're doing this set of emotion, but it's still the same person. So I think the tie in to acting is the fact that you're playing a character or being another person, and one person can be multiple things, right?
And it's like the problem of thinking you're the good guy, or even the opposite, like kind of self-deprivation. It's like we wear masks, and it look quite distinctly. I really love like old psychonauts, like entertainment psychonauts, like Ram Dass, Alan Watts, Terrence McKenna, and
like Alan Watts.
Yeah, I fucking love Alan Watts. And he loves to put up the origin of the word person is the Greek word persona, which means mask. And of course, ancient Greek theater used masks to convey characters, and one person could be more than one character in a play. They might be the whole damn play. And yeah, I don't know. I just love like.
I just want to know, for everybody that's watching, did you start acting first and then get into music, or did it kind of like music started and then it went into acting? And then how for you does that go?
Well, I mean, I got serious about acting in the 11th grade. Like, my sister was really good, and I watched her in a lot of plays. And one of the girls she acted with actually has done really well. Her name's Maddie Hassan, and she's in just a shit ton of stuff. And I saw these really talented ladies, and meanwhile I'd have to go like the lacrosse field, and I was like, man, fuck this. I don't want to be in the heat. I could be inside with the ladies, middle school thinking. But my sister was really good, and I saw that they had fun, and I saw that she actually had a place to be in friends and not in our household that was definitely, not physically abusive, not usually, but like definitely mentally abusive. I love my mom. We recently healed. And healing is always 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But she dealt with alcoholism. I'd come home from school, and she'd be like on the ground, blacked out, and there'd be wine all the ground. At first glance, I might not know if it's wine or blood. I don't know if she's alive or dead. I'd have to go check her pulse. I'd have to try to carry her to the couch. And meanwhile, no one at school knows this is going on. And acting was a refuge from that. And acting, it's so funny. Acting starts here, and it's the me, and it's the ego, and it's the oh look, but then you realize it's the space in between us. It's our relationships, it's our dynamics, it's our history, it's our enculturation, it's our interpretation. One playful thought I have, and take it to heart or don't at all, but one way in which I feel like we can perceive the multiverse is the multiplicity of perspective. We're all in the same conversation right here. We're all coming with our personal histories. But if it's not, and when we talk about dimensions, I take that word very literally. I think smaller and bigger and, axes I could not imagine. That's very vague. But to keep it more grounded, I got a pocket microscope, and my girlfriend, she is a plant lady. I'm done with my psychedelic phase, but my love of psychoactive plants is not gone. That's the weird bit, Yeah, sure, a trip's weird and woo, but the fact that there's something that you eat and you have the biological capability of consuming and being all right, and it's just unfathomable to me. But she's a big plant chick, and we got a sick garden. I got a pocket microscope. We go out in there. I look at the raindrops and the roly-polies and the bugs, and just kind of explore. And I definitely think that we're probably some speck of dust just waiting to get sat on.
At the end of the day, we're just a speck of dust. And
we're just a speck of dust, dude.
We're just a speck of dust, and hopefully, the big dust misers not find out about our existence in some form or fashion.
Just the dust.
Just
dust.
What's it?
Just a dust.
I was like, he's finna go in. He's finna go in.
Wait up on the meal speckles.
Meal specs. And forgive me, I grew up on the beach. I grew up around pits, little tiny specks of sand. I looked at the horizon. I thought about how I will never be at the bottom of the ocean. I looked out at the horizon, knew that it went on and on and on. And a good quote. If you want to drown, don't swim in shallow waters. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Wow.
obvious.
Yeah.
In deep water. If you want to drown.
What was it?
You said if you don't want to drown, swim in shallow water. So
Yeah, well, I said the opposite, but exactly. If you do want to drown, don't swim in shallow waters.
Bars. It's like, by the way.
Okay,
By the
I'm
way.
very curious, and Mick, you have yet to ask a question. Mick, take this
Yeah.
question for us. Go ahead.
What artists influence you?
Oh, I got him right here. Are you ready? The first one on my list, surprisingly enough, is some Euro house dude I listened to in 2010.
You're surprising yourself.
Well, I'm not. I don't think I can say the last name correctly at all. Are y'all familiar with Paul Kalkbrenner or something?
He's my favorite. I grew up on him.
You know,
He's
really?
Fatboy
Is
Slim.
he huge? I don't know if he's huge or not.
I was surprised.
Well, he's a big influence, and of course, as I already said, Daft Punk. I can't sing, so I gotta say Neil Young. And in the beat making
Damn.
realm, I love Nujabes. I love Nujabes.
Yeah,
I can
Nujabes,
listen
yeah.
to Model Soul 1,000 years. I don't give a fuck. That's so.
Who's Nujabes?
He's a hip hop producer that is basically the analog of Jay Dilla, and they both died at the same time.
Yeah, man. If you ever seen the anime Cowboy Samurai Shampoo.
Top.
That guy
Yeah.
died. I know who this is. I know
Yeah.
who this is. Okay, I know who this is.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
The point in which I started making music, during as I was getting out of my depressive episodes of childhood and taking psychedelia and finding myself and creating happiness in my life by actually being involved in my own life, I still something that I kept from my depressed years was a love of emo music. And cheesily enough, definitely 2014 14, 15, 16 sad boy rap. Literally, I heard Spooky Black sing, and I listened to XXYYXX, and I thought, like, these are just people in their bedrooms. Wait, how do I do this? Another one I gotta say, I play a shit ton of guitar. I love anyone with a guitar. Shout out to you over there. If y'all, I hope y'all know this one, but Sleepy Dog.
Hey, am I sleeping on this dog?
Dude, are you sleeping on the dog? What? Damn, he's good. Y'all gotta YouTube that shit. Sleepy Dog.
I'm on it.
Sleepy Dog. It's too good. He makes like.
Okay, I thought that was dude like you like your eggs fried or fertilized. Like no, it's not him.
No, Math Rock. He's a wonderful guitarist.
Who's that?
Who's fried or fertilized?
Man, bro,
Is this trend on TikTok or whatever? This guy is like making like one of them old school bounce records from the South, and he's just like, "How you like your eggs fried or fertilized? Fertilized."
I just sent the link. I just sent the link.
Okay.
That sounds like a Viper level rap.
Yes.
It came out in 2010.
Y'all cowards don't even smoke crack. That cracks me up.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's hardcore. I have friends that's done too much crack. So
I'd never touch it. I'm so selective with chemically what I put in my body. For me, it's bud when good. Like I guess any time's fine with bud. But I try to keep a healthy, balanced relationship. Alcohol some, but I know my genetics and my history. So yeah.
Sleepy Dog is crazy.
He's good, bro.
Yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, and I saw that, and I saw exactly what was going on with the tapping, and it hurt like shit, but I was diligent, and, I tap now when I play, and I gotta thank him and Yvette Young, just what they're doing with the instrument, and they're not the first. I mean, hell, like, Van Halen, I think it was, he had to turn his back to the audience when he was doing his tapping, because, like, no one knew what he was doing, and they didn't know how he was playing so fast. And it just makes a guitar feel like a piano almost. It gives it a new range and a feeling. Other influences, definitely, just the entire genre of vaporwave. It's had a huge cultural impact, but not many people actually listen to it.
I love vaporwave.
Hell yeah!
Man.
Who are some of your favorite artists?
Nigga, no, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Two names I'll say: Vaporer, very good, and Buy Milk. I think that's a fun.
Would you consider like Come True's vaporwave?
Yeah, sure enough. I mean, it's in the era. It's a little more like mainstream, but yeah, I'd say even at least the name is kind of like playing with capitalism a little. So I'll give it a little credit. And then in terms of flow, you can't really hear it in my work, but I listen to Suicide Boys like every day. Honestly, I love their flow. I love their silliness.
Never pick that up. I would never.
You gotta listen. You gotta listen. I've heard songs where I feel like yo.
I've dabbled. I've dabbled.
Dude, I gotta be real. Like their style. And it's probably their teamwork, but their style makes me think of like Japanese kabuki theater. It's like it's silly and big. And going back to emo, this is another questionable one. Their name is now I don't like their new name, so I'll refer to them by their old name as a band. But now this other group is called American Pleasure Club, but their true name as a band is Teen Suicide.
Wow. American Pie is taken.
Yeah, American Pie is taken. And we already got American football. We don't American soccer. We don't need another. But their earlier name is Teen Suicide, and the dude that runs that, I think it's his partner and some friends or something. I don't know, but his earlier project was like Ricky E. Acid, and that's one of the few artists I can really point to that to me feels like they just put out whatever they want, and I respect that. Another one is Elvis Depressedly. He's kind of in the same realm, and I think those two people even have beef, but I just love the name. He's got his albums are short,
Elvis Depressedly.
his songs usually are like 1 to 2 minutes, but they hit so hard just because of that.
I ain't nothing but a hound dog. I'm gonna cry.
Hey, I have a confession I want to make.
What was it?
I like, okay, like people have always compared some of my music to the Suicide Boys. I was like, bitch, how? I never listened to them a day in my life, right? So this year was the first year I listened to a full Suicide Boys album when they dropped the Long-Term Effects of Suffering. I listened to that whole thing and I loved it. And I went back and I listened to every piece of music they had.
And they got a big discography too. That's another thing. Their SoundCloud has 261 tracks. Yeah, definitely. You know, I don't think I'll ever tour or anything. Nor I don't even. Yeah, and it's a weird thing. It's like it's not an identity thing. It's just like I don't know. I got an opportunity to play live, and I'll definitely take it. At a local like dingy pizza restaurant in Little Five, where all like what the yuppies would say, like the bohemian part of town, and you know, it's just like a
little 5 points.
Yeah, little 5 points.
Yeah.
You know, this pizza place literally. We walked in, and the guy running its name was Eric, really chill dude. He was listening to some like German brutalism that I kind of been recently onto. It's even harder to listen to than Suicide Boys in like a heaviness. It's just so gritty. Most of my friends hate the genre, but since he was playing it and I've been experimenting, I had him put on one of my tracks in that realm, and he just very flat out like, "Hey man, why don't you play here?" And so I'm gonna take that. It'll be chill. And then I was stressing about, what would I play? And he's like, "Look, man, when I open the shop, I'm cleaning up heroin needles off the pavement. Like, it doesn't matter." And I love that. It's perfect. I don't need an amphitheater. I don't even need an audience. That's the thing. Like, you know, a lot of people hold back their work because they want an audience. They need someone to hear it. And I've even seen artists literally take off their work from the internet just because they didn't have an audience. And I'm like, what the fuck? You are not doing this because you need to. You are doing this because you need their approval. For me, the reason why you're doing music and acting is imperative. Like, I appreciate this opportunity with y'all, and I never fathomed this. Another one that was given to me by a listener, ODC Records in Strasbourg, France. I had like an hour mix. Yeah, I didn't seek these things out. You know, I just did the work and I was true to myself. And that's not going to get me there, but I don't think I want to get there. And I think on the terms of creativity, sometimes, you know, we're creative in the realm of music, but sometimes it's the way in which we navigate our lives that we lack creativity. I just feel like, and you know, maybe it's some weird backdoor hope that there's like some life hack to it, or, you know, whatever. But I feel like sometimes we can be more creative in areas that we don't perceive as being creative, like marketing. Like I've been working on messages in a bottle. I'm leaving messages in a bottle in dive bar bathrooms in Atlanta to link slang. And I love that. I think it's chill.
Is this like a Tumblr thing you're doing, leaving these things somewhere? Is this?
No, I mean, I didn't see it on Tumblr, but that'd be chill. I remember the Tumblr days. That's where like many exes ago would watch her like softcore lesbian porn before, you know, she was probably aware of that part of herself. Tumblr's, you know, the second they took the porn off is when Tumblr died. That's just a fact.
So since we're almost at an hour, did you want me to play that last video or what?
The last video was Fried or Fertilized, if y'all want to laugh or something.
Hell yeah. Right. I do want to make sure we get in my final song if possible.
We can do that first.
Yeah. Oh, we don't have to do it first. I want to like get the reference here. I just want to make sure because that one is my favorite.
Okay. What are you?
Restore.
Okay, so you want to do
how you like your eggs?
Oh God.
Yeah, nigga.
Apparently. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, make it maximize it. Oh my God.
Maximize it. I know. All right. Here we go. Ready?
Fertilize the way you move your hips, girl. Make you hypnotize. How you like your eggs? Ride up fertilize. 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 The way you move your hips, girl. Make you hypnotize.
I know exactly where they are right now.
About 9 o'clock.
Had a freak last night, made her body rock. Feeling kinda groggy, stomach tossing turning. She said, was that your belly? Or were those birds chirping? I said that I was hungry. She said, baby, me too. Why don't we go out and get us some breakfast, boo? We ain't gotta leave to get no breakfast food, 'cause I'm a lady tamer and a chef too. So I began to cook, could tell I had her shook. She wasn't ready for the recipe in Hummer's book.
How you like your eggs? Try to fertilize.
They know what they're doing.
Try to fertilize.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I was like fertilize, nigga, fertilize.
And then what's the last song that you want us to play?
Darker than shadow, lighter than sun.
Darker than shadow, lighter than sun.
The backstory behind this one, I just got done with food service, right? I was working at a poke restaurant for like 5 years, and if I didn't work there, that place would have died. It's fine now. It's just like pandemic and all that, labor shortage, like it was on my back. And there was one very stressful night, and we were having this big rush, and bro starts waddling towards our tip jar, and I see it happen. I'd done parkour for a few years, and just all of a sudden I'm over the counter, and I like am to the door before he even is, and it was like a complete mistake because I locked the door, and there were a bunch of people in the restaurant, and like, you know, it was only like $30, but like I work like 12 hours a day, and you know, you're not going to just take my money. And you know, I'm a welcoming person. I try to embody peace. I did not try to harm this individual. I just tried to get in his way. Ultimately, I failed because he's banging on the door, kind of yelling for like help. Some individuals don't have bystander syndrome. They actually get involved. And you know, I'm chasing bro. He goes then out the back where most of the customers have gone, and you know, I go around the building, and I'm in the back, and I grab his wrist, and we make eye contact, and I realize there's no one back there. It's dark. Just let him go, and so I did. And then I had to go to the front and tell one of the dudes that got involved to stop being involved, because then I realized kind of what I had done, just in an attempt to, like, you know, keep my money. But so I got home, I was riled, and this song popped out, and I love this song. I just
All
do.
right, darker
Yeah,
than
thank you.
shadow, lighter than sun. Shall we do it?
I'm darker than shadow, lighter than sun. Had a mother head, but let go. I was fine. I'm nothing I do ever last. Darker than shadow, lighter than sun. I'm a fugitive with my own accord on the run. Running from yourself, only goes too far. It's like a bomb jam, over for the corner. I am darker than shadow, lighter than sun. I'm feeling in my heart, I am one of billions of people. I'm counting the time. I'm just happy that you are mine.
That was Darker Than Shadow, Lighter Than Sun with Bishop tonight with Mick Familiar and Irek. Or do we have any last ending words? Because we are now at an hour.
I mean, definitely thanks for having me. I really couldn't have fathomed this happening. It's like super chill, y'all. Y'all all really like cool, welcoming people, and I just like, what the fuck? Thank you. Like no one even. I got no idea. Like who's listening or not, and all I'm really concerned is like the three of y'all. Just like, thanks for being chill enough to have my sorry ass on here.
Awesome. Ryan, thank you so much for doing guitar. It was super fun. Do us an outro out. Thank you guys for another amazing Music Monday. As always, stay woke.
Oh, nah.